we got into Oxford, I was like really relieved. So like when I did, I was like, okay, yeah, this finally something has worked out. I'm going to college. Then we got the Ellison Scholarship. I would say that was like much more like everyone like overjoyed because yeah, it's like so competitive. Yeah, like once I made it, I was like really happy because now college would be like free for the next 4 years. Like my parents wouldn't have to worry about anything. I did one research paper with Mr. Sir that was on de-extinction. So that's like the idea that we can bring some extinct species back if we do like a set of targeted kind of reproductions. I'm Nimay and I'm a student at School Noida and I just completed grade 12. I'm going to the University of Oxford to study computer science and philosophy with the Ellison Scholarship. And alongside Oxford, I got into a couple of other places like Imperial, Duke, UPenn and Johns Hopkins. I did one research paper with Mr. Sir that was on de-extinction. So that's like the idea that we can bring some extinct species back if we do like a set of targeted kind of reproductions. I mean, in fact, this kind of thing has been in the news recently because of the dire wolf. So I worked on that paper. It was quite an interesting paper to work on, and I think I learned a few things, coding and simulations and math by writing the paper. When we got into Oxford, I was like really relieved. Like I just thought I would get in. So like when I did, I was like, okay, yeah, this finally something has worked out. I'm going to college. Then we got the Ellison Scholarship. I would say that was like much more like everyone like overjoyed because yeah, it's like so competitive. And yeah, like once I made it, I was like really happy because now college would be like free for the next 4 years. Like my parents wouldn't have to worry about anything. So I was incredibly overjoyed when I got the news. So we used to have like lots of these, discussions with our counselors. So like every month we would have, this kind of parent meeting. And so my counselors, I think, amongst them actually, so they would come up with like this big chart with, all the potential, top choices for me, what they thought was like good about those, all the pros and cons. And like we would like, just sit there and kind of debate that kind of a thing, with my parents and me, what college would be the right fit. And I think, that way I learned a lot about like different colleges, their locations, their offerings, what kind of, students fit in well there. And that definitely kind of impacted my decision to, apply to and like focus more on certain colleges down the line. I mean, personal statements. So like we had in a math personal statement, our idea was to like, apply it to, Cambridge for maths because it's one of the best math programs out there. And then, like one fine day, when I got selected as a semi-finalist for the Ellison Scholarship, I was like, okay, now we need to just like rewrite the entire personal statement because now I'm applying for like CS plus philosophy because that was my favorite course at Oxford. So, like I think 2 weeks before the deadline, we just like wrote the entire personal statement again. I think one obstacle that I've like overcome perhaps has been, being able to present myself and also like kind of understanding, myself better, like what my strengths are particularly. And, like then kind of being able to, understand how I can present that the best to, colleges or like anyone else who might, want to know about me. I think that's probably the best thing I've learned because, through a very long essay writing process, writing all kinds of applications, trying to showcase the best of oneself, on resumes and activity lists. So I think that was something which I really learned. Right, so I think like for managing everything together, like of course it got like really stressful at times and while I did try my best to be on a schedule and like practice all kinds of time management techniques, ultimately I just found myself like staying up late at night and just trying to finish everything off. Athena was also really helpful because I think they really understood the fact that we are busy and we have like lots of other things to do because like during the October period, for example, when we were doing our early applications, we also had like for example, the UK admission exams at the same times. Supportive, dedicated, creative.